My name is Serena, and I'm doing Chapter 20, Syntax Surgery, Visually Manipulating English Grammar. So syntax surgery is an excellent strategy because there it allows students to see the relationship of elements within a sentence that may be confusing for that student to understand. And that makes sense because their home language, the syntax and word order differs from lots of the sentences in English. In my classroom, my students are all from Spanish-speaking countries, so a lot of the time, the problem within the sentence structure is the word order. They will switch the word order a lot, so that seems to be one of the big ones. So what syntax surgery involves is the student writing a sentence on the strip, then on a sentence strip, and then we cut the sentence apart to rearrange it in a more understanding way. And as the student physically sees the teacher rearranging the sentence or that word order, it's going to become easier for the student not only to understand, but remember how the syntax, the English language works. So it's really great, and it's also going to bring out a lot more confidence, a lot more of the confidence for the student in that English language once they know how to word a sentence. So great strategy. So the first thing we want to do is identify the problematic sentence. And you can see that by watching what difficulties that student is having with word structure. So once you identify it, in my case it will be word order, you're going to have the student write the sentence on a sentence strip, and that's where you begin the surgery. So here the student wrote, he has shoes blue. He has shoes blue. In Spanish, that makes perfect sense. Él tiene zapatos azules. But we want it to be switched around, but we only want those two words switched around. So what we're going to do is we're going to perform the surgery on this by cutting before the only words that she missed were shoes and blue. So we cut before shoes and before blue. And so now we have them separated. So the student will physically see me switch. I'm going to put it in a pocket folder, and they're going to see me switch the word. So I'm going to have them first reread. So here it is. So I already did it. And there it is. He has blue shoes. It is in the correct order. So with that said, the student will reread the sentence for me. So for example, he has blue shoes. And after that, you could demonstrate by saying, this would be the right order if it was in the Spanish language, shoes blue. But in the English language, it's like so. Then have that student, or blue shoes, then have that student reread it with you quarterly. So you would say it all together. He has blue shoes. One more time, just so the student understands the concept. And you want to explain it as simply as you can. Always be sure to do that. So then you would practice more sentences with the same pattern, and I wrote another one here. So it would be, this is what we're studying right now in terms of weather. She lives in a climate tropical. So this may be one of the misconceptions the student may make within word order, because in Spanish, ella vive en un clima tropical. So climate comes first over tropical in Spanish. So what I would do again is I would cut out those two words that she missed, and rearrange them and physically show her, just switching the words. And I'm going to show it, switching the word so that it makes sense. Have that student reread it with you. Explain that it would make sense if it was in their home language, but in English, it just switches that part. So it's very simple. Always make sure you don't overcomplicate things. And another thing is delay the lesson if it would interrupt communication. You want it to be clear for the student, and you also want to realize if that student conveyed the message clearly, you may just find it appropriate at times to just model it correctly back to the student. So, and find maybe at a later time you could come back to that difficulty, that sentence that keeps coming that problem that keeps coming up, for example, that word order, and just address it with the word strips. But you don't have to do it immediately. Kind of assess the situation and see what's best for that student. So there you have it. That is syntax surgery. It's a very clever way for students to physically see the sentence structure moving, and it's simple and it's easy for students to comprehend and remember.